In this video, we are going to walk through the KwikSchools CBT module. You need to log in into the admin panel as a super user or a privileged admin user that has access to the CBT module. Locate the CBT module is under authentication and authorization or wherever it may be on your admin panel. On the CBT module, we have the CBT exam, the CBT question, and the CBT results. The CBT exams allows you to set up the CBT examination, while the CBT question is where you upload the necessary question for each exams. The CBT result is where you manage the result after CBT exams are taken. However, you will need to set up examination first under the results module. So go under the results module, click on examination, and then add examination. So we're going to write mid-term test. Then for which standard, we're going to pick SS2. For which term, second term, select the session, and then select the date of the exam. Let's say the date of the exam is February the 13th. If you have any description, add your description. If not, you can save. With this, we have been able to save an examination. So we have the midterm test for SS2 for second term. We can go straight to manage CBT. You can see under the CBT control column, you can see manage CBT. So if you click on manage CBT here, it's going to take us to the CBT exams under the CBT module itself. So it's going to take us here. So we can go straight to that section right from there by clicking on the manage CBT. So we are here under the CBT exams. So now we need to now set up the CBT exams. The CBT exams session allows us to set up the exam details, the exam configuration, and the exam availability. So we go to the examination. Remember, we have set up the examination. So we have the midterm test for SS2. So we click on that. You will have a list of exams here. Just pick on it, select the appropriate one, then go to subject. Which subject are we setting it for? In this case, I'm going to pick English. And for this term, for this session, then for this standard. So we have been able to set up the exam details. Then we go to the exam configuration. The exam configuration allows us to set up the number of questions that we're going to have in this CBT, the time that is allotted to this CBT, and the required score to pass. So we are going to put in the number of questions here. I'm going to just put in 4 questions for this test. And I'm going to put in the duration, which is in minutes. The duration is actually in minutes. So I'm going to use 1 minute. That means if you're going to take 1 hour, you use 60 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes. It should be in minute setting. Then we have the required score to pass. I have 4 questions. So the required score to pass, I want it to be 50%. It's actually in percentage. So I want it to be able to score to get 2 questions right. So I have percentage, which is 50%. Remember, it is in percentage, e.g. 50%. So 50% will make the student to pass this examination. Then we go to the availability section. The availability section allows us to set the exam for now or schedule the exam for later. So here we set the start date, the end date. So if we are going to have an exam on Monday, for instance, and we want that exam to still be available till Tuesday for students to take. So the student can take it either on Monday or Tuesday. So we can set the exam duration. Now here we can schedule the exam and we can set the exam that can be taken right today. So here, let us set the exam for the 13th of February. So we say the exam start date is 13th of February and we want it to end the same day. So 13th of February. Then the start time. The start times, it's a note, you are 1 hour ahead of server time. It may display on your own or it may not display on your own. But whatever time you set, it's going to work with your system time at a point. So we have the start time. Now the start time can be from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, whichever way the school want to set it. It does mean that this exam will be available within that time range. So students can take the exam within that time range. So If the student should log into the exam portal from the hour of 8 o'clock up to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they can still take the exam. But you should know that the exam can only be taken once by the student. So within this time range, they can take the exam. So let's set the start time now. We say the start time, we can say it is now. We can say, we can pick any of this, just you can adjust it. So we can pick 8 o'clock. Then we say we want it to be available up till 4 o'clock or up till 14. This is 2 o'clock now. So make sure that you set it appropriately here. So we can make the exam to be active. The exam is active. That means student can take this examination. If we deactivate the exam, student cannot take the examination. Then we have the available now. This exam, of course, is not available now because the date is a future date. Then we say it is active. That means this exam will be available when we get to the date and the time that has been set. So we save, and you can see that the midterm for English SS2 is set. Available now? No, it's not available now. And then the active is not active now until the day that has been scheduled. And the start date is actually February the 13th. The end date is still February 13th. The exam is going to start by 8 o'clock and it's going to end by 2 p.m. That means students can take the exam between 8 o'clock and 2 p.m. It's a 1-minute exam. So this is the way to set the CBT exam. Now that we have the CBT exam set, the next thing we want to do is to go to the CBT questions. And this is where we have the CBT question. Click on the CBT question and we have the question module open. So we go to add CBT question. So we can actually import CBT question into the module. We can export existing CBT question out from the portal also. But in this case, we want to add a CBT question. So I click on add CBT question. And what we're going to have is the quiz. It may be named quiz on your portal or exam on your portal, whichever you see. So it's going to ask us midterm test. So which one are we taking? We say is the midterm test for English. Then we have the question here. So in the question test, you can paste the question here or you can type directly here. You can edit it. We have format section here where you can format the question the way you want to look like. You want to have a bold, italicized, underline, and all that, you can have it here. So in this case, I'm going to paste the question. I already have some questions, so I'm just going to paste this question. So I have pasted the question here. Then the question type. The question type allows us to choose multiple choice question A, B, C, D, or short answer. That is, the student will need to fill in. But in this case, let us pick the first one. Then if you have an image you want to attach so that students can see an image to the question also, maybe your question illustrates an image or maybe your question has an image attached to it, so you can click here and then put the link to the image. So we are selecting multiple choice question for this. This is the question. Choose the option that best complete the sentence. If she dash had she would have passed the examination. So here we are going to put the option here. So I have the option studied. So put the option A. Then finally, you will need to put in the correct answer. Which of these options, A, B, C, D, is the correct answer? In this case, the correct answer is B. So you will need to type B here. So with this, we have been able to set a multiple choice question for English midterm test. So this is the question. This is the question type. These are the options. This is the correct answer. So with this, we just save. Here, we have successfully saved the first question for the CBT exam. So we can add more by clicking on add question, the midterm test English, paste our second question, choose the multiple choice question also, So we have entered the second question, then we choose the multiple choice question, and the options are listed here. The correct answer is D. So we save and add another. So our third question is going to be a short answered question. So this is the question, and we have chosen the option short answer, that is fill in. The student has to fill in. We are not using the multiple choice, so we pick the short answer. If there are images you want to attach, remember you can put the link to the image here. Here we are not putting the options like before, rather we put the correct answer, adverb. So for this, either the student type it as lowercase or all caps, is going to still give the correct answer. So we save and add the last question. Our last question, the question number 4, is also a short answer question. So this is the question, and this is the correct answer. Push there, then we save. Now you can now see that we have our CBT exam set up, the question directly pasted into the admin panel. This is one method of setting the exam. Let's go over the exam again. We have the midterm exam. We have scheduled it for Friday the 13th, and the end date is the Friday the 13th. The start time is 8, the end time is 2 p.m. So this is the simple way to set up your CBT using the admin panel.